many times we have to say it, but you need to start putting some respect on Chad Gable's fucking name.
Push Chad Gable, please. Chad Gable.
It blows my mind. Like, the dude is so good.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Burning Hammer podcast. I'm your host, Dillon O'Brien, along with our other host, Mark Izzo. And today we are here and we are back in our wonderful setting once again, live and in person. And we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. But before we get into any of that, I'm going to need you guys to follow us on all our social medias, stay up to date with the Burning Hammer. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Burning Hammer. You can follow us on Twitter at The Burnt Hammer. Oh, TikTok is at The Burning Hammer as well. And then go subscribe to our YouTube at The Burning Hammer Podcast. And just become a part of the Burning Hammer Nation because, guys, we're not telling you to follow us for we're not here to just fill your minds with stupid, mindless content. You know what I mean? We want to interact. We want to make a community. We're trying to make professional wrestling cool again.
That's right.
We are trying to bring it back into the limelight, and we want you to be a part of it. And we're going to do it together. And we just love pro wrestling. We love talking pro wrestling, and we want to do that with anybody and everybody who wants to be a part. We'd love to hear opinions. We'll love to hear anything you guys want us to talk about, anything you guys want us to cover. Let us know. We have a lot more time on our hands moving forward. We've made a big step, made a big decision to just go kind of all in on the Burning Hammer. So we're going to be giving you guys a lot more content. So we need you guys to definitely be a part of that. With that being said, let's get into an episode of the podcast, Mark. My first ever intro. Not too bad.
Not too bad at all. And I just wanted to make a quick note that we are starting to publish more videos on our YouTube channel.
Yeah, absolutely.
Last week, we published a new video Monday through Friday, including the podcast. I ranked some titles and that good stuff. And this week, I ranked the United States Championship, and we're going out to hunt for some wrestling figures, some wrestling t-shirts. You're going to see Dillon's t-shirt collection, his memorabilia collection, all of that good stuff. We are posting more on our YouTube channel. We're
going to see a lot more of me, for sure.
That's right.
Maybe bring in some other faces, coming soon. Me and Mark are probably always going to be your main guys, like holding the fort down. But we definitely, like I said, this isn't about just me and Mark. This is about pro wrestling as a whole. This is about the community. This isn't just about me and Mark. You know what I mean? This is true. This is a passion project for us. You know what I mean? This isn't just something that we saw like an opportunity to make a quick buck or anything. Trust me, that's not the case. This is... And I'm sure many know that, but we love talking pro wrestling. We love doing this, and we're excited to be able to do it on an even larger scale moving forward. And we really hope that you guys are excited to consume the content, not only consume the content, but be a part of the community and talk to us and get some, like we would love to see, viewers at shows that we go to around the Philadelphia area. We're going to be hitting a lot more shows this summer, ton of stuff. So with that being said, let's get into it, Mark.
That's right.
We got some stuff to discuss. And to kick things off, this past Monday on Raw, we got some new women's tag team champions of the WWE.
That's
Sonya Deville.
That's right.
And Chelsea Green. Or however she says it, yeah.
No, you hit it. That's exactly how she does
Chelsea Green.
And, it's funny because they seem to be playing hot potato with the women's tag titles. And we thought when they put them on,
as one does, as they tend to do.
And we thought when they put them on Ronda and Shayna, we were like, all right, bro, this is like the best thing for the women's tag division. They're going to bring some honor, some prestige. And they didn't do that. They lost to Liv and Raquel. And then after that, we're sort of figuring out what was going to happen then with the titles. And I talked about it in my SummerSlam early match card predictions. That was a social media exclusive. I pretty much talked about how I thought it was going to be Raquel versus Rhea at SummerSlam. Mm-hmm. And I said they're either going to lose the titles or she's just going to face her with the tag team championship. Obviously, they lost the titles. That being said, I am annoyed that they keep swapping titles so frequently. I swear I need to figure out the average time held for those championships. Mm-hmm. It's probably about a month, but I am happy the titles are on Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green. They absolutely deserve it. They're a good example of two wrestlers who just sort of came together for a tag team to get some TV time, and they have really gelled well.
Yeah, they've really gelled well, and it's the definition of, taking what you got and running with it. You know what I mean? They saw this as their opportunity as a place in this women's division, and Triple H saw it as an opportunity to get two talented women and more involved in the women's division. And originally it looked like, and it's funny that it all came together because originally it seemed like it was going to be Chelsea and Carmella were going to be a team. Yeah. And then Carmella had to go out with her pregnancy. But I guess it was a blessing in disguise. Obviously, Carmella and Corey Graves welcoming a child, but also, and no dig on Carmella whatsoever. That team, I think, definitely would have been a lot of fun. But the team of Chelsea and Sonya is awesome. You know what I mean? They've gelled so well together, and they've really properly found a way to work with Sonya as kind of the more stern. The more stern, more serious one, and Chelsea is the one who is a little more flamboyant and a little more rambunctious kind of. But they balance each other out really well, their characters, and it really works, and they've meshed really well, and I'm really excited to see what they do with the Women's Tag Team Championships. I feel like I'm repeating myself for the 1,000th time. Can we please just get a decent run? Because this is an actual team.
Yes.
I actually think they might be able to get some stuff done and do some good for these women tag titles. So I would really love them to get a proper run. And I think they'd be a great team to do it, like I said. So I really hope this is the start of something good for the women's tag team division. Please. I don't really want to have to say it anymore. We say it like every other week.
Yeah.
And it's so annoying.
It's tough because I'm trying to have some hope. I'm trying to have some faith every time a new team, hopefully this team, they'll hold the titles for a longer period of time, and then every time that just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
But I think that it just feels like every time a team wins it, we are just saying the same thing. This is a team that can bring some meaning to the tag titles, and they never do just because of a short reign. That's not how you build a proper prestige. That's not how you build meaning to titles. You don't do it with a short run. You do it with a long run that has some good, meaningful feuds in it. And despite what people may think, I think we could get a lot of great feuds out of the women's tag team division. And for me, it started when Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, when I first saw them come out and they had matching gear.
Yeah.
That's where I was like, oh shit. Like, they're actually going to do this thing, and they're giving this thing a run. And there's for a while, once they started to become a tag team and wrestle more and more and pick up some wins, I thought they were a fun team. And it's sort of something like, they would be good to be as champions, but that's when Ronda and Shayna were tag team champions. And then it just makes less sense of having them take the titles off of Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Hopefully they sort of come back because they haven't really been seen that much on TV recently. Hopefully they come back looking for a shot at the titles. You have Katana Chance and Kaden Carter who could be going after the titles. Plus there's a ton of other women who you could just pair up. And so I think like we say it every time there's a new women's tag team champions, there's everything there to build a proper feud and to have a solid division. It's just they're going to need to actually do it. I don't think they're going to defend the titles at SummerSlam. I think it's probably going to be the Friday Night SmackDown before the SummerSlam, which is something they've been doing, which I don't necessarily hate. I think it's sort of like if we, instead of putting 10 matches on a card, they just say, hey, we're going to give you this match that could be on the card, but we're just going to put it on the Friday Night SmackDown before because it's in the same location. I would anticipate that. But that being said, I think there's a lot of potential for the women's tag team titles and the tag team division, and we both are super happy that Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville are the tag team champions. Sonya Deville, I think, and I've been saying it for the past couple of years, she is so slept on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And like the same thing with Shayna Baszler. I think they're both really underrated.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm happy that they're both sort of getting their opportunities. Shayna Baszler facing Ronda Rousey, probably going to win at SummerSlam.
Oh, what an absolute... Yeah, we got to talk about that.
Yeah.
What a promo from Shayna. Dude, Shayna has never been bad. I don't... Like, anybody... Any Shayna hate has always been unwarranted, in my opinion.
Yeah.
She's never been bad on the mic. I'm not saying she's ever... Like, she's never been amazing on the microphone, but she's never been bad. She's always been able to hold her own on the microphone, and she's never been a slouch in the ring. So I've never really gotten the Shayna hate, and obviously there's never been as much hate on Shayna as there has been on Ronda.
Yeah.
But what an absolute great line from Shayna that we literally have said on this podcast several times. And Shayna said it. She said it to Ronda. When it comes to doing what we do in this wrestling ring, I'm a better Ronda Rousey than you are.
Yeah.
So, like, and it's true, dude. Like, they should have just given up on Ronda Rousey and just accepted that Shayna Baszler is better at it than she is.
Yeah. I don't know why it took them this long to do that. And it's like when Shayna first got called up,
And she's good, dude.
Yeah.
Shayna's good.
She's fantastic. And when she first got called up, it seemed like they were going to do something with her, and then they never really ended up doing anything with her. Hopefully she wins one of the women's world titles in the very near future. But that being said, I want to transition to one thing that we weren't going to talk about, but I just wanted to talk about it because it's one of our favorite wrestlers. On last week's Friday Night SmackDown, they had a Viking Rules match.
Oh my gosh, bro.
And
it was so good.
When I saw, Alpha Academy versus the Viking Raiders in a Viking Rules match, I was like, all right, this is going to be stupid.
Yeah.
We've seen these type of matches before, and boy, was I wrong.
It was so much fun.
Fantastic.
So much fun, dude.
I don't know how many times we have to say it, but you need to start putting some respect on Chad Gable's fucking name.
Push Chad Gable, please. Chad Gable.
It blows my mind. Like, the dude is so good. He did a moonsault, and then he did it into a suplex.
Yeah.
Like a standing suplex.
Dude, effortless bridge to... That's
it was
Ivar, I believe.
That is Ivar.
Yeah, suplex into the bridge pin, like... What is that called again? That move has a name.
I know. I can't remember exactly what it was called. But
it's going to piss me off that I can't remember. But
let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. We're usually better with names of moves. And we've seen it enough. That being said, it was fucking incredible. The whole match was so good. And I'm just like, I want them to do more with the Alpha Academy, and it's also like if you just take a step back, and they're on Raw every single week, so like obviously they're getting a lot of television time. I just want them to try to go after some gold or something, maybe get Gable Steveson or the Creed brothers, really build up the Alpha Academy, because I think they could hit the same level as Judgment Day, which we can just get into talking right now, because the Judgment Day right now, they are at the top of the WWE.
Absolutely.
They run the show, and they've sort of taken over what the Bloodline was a few months ago. And it's really crazy to see just how far they've come over the past year or so, and how far that Dominic Mysterio, your new North American champion, has come,
dude,
in under a year. Crazy,
really. Dominic Mysterio beat Wesley this past Tuesday on NXT to become your North American champion. Rhea Ripley is your Women's World Champion. Dominic Mysterio is your NXT North American Champion. Damian Priest is Senior Money in the Bank. And Finn Balor is 1-3 count away on Seth Rollins from becoming your world heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of ways this could go. You know what I mean? This could go Finn. This could put some cracks in the bloodline with Finn being possibly upset that if he loses to Seth, he'd be the only one not really holding anything there in the Judgment Day. Could start to bother him. But part of me thinks it might be a little more likely that Finn Balor wins the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam.
I mean, if you would have told me that a week ago, I wouldn't think the chances were super high. However, things have happened.
Yeah.
Dominic won, and Seth Rollins went on Logan Paul's podcast, and he basically, one thing he talked about was like how many injuries he's currently is dealing with.
Yeah.
So like part of me is like, are they going to put the title on Finn to give Seth some time off to like heal from his injuries? Because I'm sitting here and thinking about it, and it's like, who's going to be the person to dethrone Seth? At this point, potentially Gunther, but I think Gunther could be the person.
Finn can do it, though.
I know. Finn can easily do it, so it's like, part of me's like, maybe, could happen.
I won't be mad. It would I understand the disappointment of let's not play hot potato with the new World Heavyweight Championship. We need an established World Heavyweight Champion, but
I think they can get away with it.
I think they can get away with it too because of the
number of times Seth has already defended the title.
Yeah. And
I think that makes up a lot of ground for like his actual total reign, like the length of his total reign currently.
Yeah, he already has more title defenses than Roman does this year.
Yeah. So, I mean, and so that's one of the ways they could go about it is Finn's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship. And to me, that's saying we're going all in on the Judgment Day,
yeah.
Which makes sense, and I totally would not be against it. I am like a huge Finn fan, as Dillon is, and I've always felt bad that he's never really gotten the proper push that we felt like he's deserved ever since he got injured. I believe it was about 7 years ago to Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
and I mean, who knows?
Had to strip. Yeah, who knows what his career would have looked like? And I love how much that they're playing. Pushing that into this storyline, like Finn Balor being like, my career would have looked completely different if it wasn't for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Finn is really doing some great work right now, dude.
Yeah.
Finn, by all means, part of the reason that they are going to be able to get away with this if they do decide to do this is because of how great Finn has been. And the other thing that partially makes me think maybe they will give it to Finn is we know how highly Triple H thinks of Finn Balor. You know what I mean? He was Finn Balor was is a Triple H guy from NXT. He's really kind of one of like the last real Triple H NXT guys, I would say.
Yeah.
And you know, when he did get called up originally, they put that Universal title on him right away, even though he got injured and was stripped of it, you know, and it's no secret that Triple H thinks highly of Finn Balor. A lot of people do. But I think there's been rumors, I mean, over the last couple of years, there's been plenty of rumblings that Triple H and people backstage see Finn Balor as one of their top guys moving forward, and they really want him to be like one of those top tier players for them moving forward. And if that's the case, this is a way to do that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that he isn't one of those guys, but this is a way to cement him as one of those guys moving forward. And I think Finn with a world title run that ends with Damian cashing in on him
so that
would be really fun.
That's another interesting like element that
what if
would
Finn
add
wins
to
and then
it.
Damian cashes in?
It could happen.
Yeah.
You know, that's sort of like that's another thing that could happen. Like if they put the title on Finn, then you always have that thing of is Damian Priest going to cash in?
Yeah.
Because I think it's pretty obvious that Priest is going to cash in for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
I think the other outcome is that Finn doesn't win at SummerSlam. I think A, Seth's going to win. I think B, Damian Priest could win or cash in, and then win
Seth?
the title.
Yeah.
On Seth. I think that's something that he could do it to make it a triple threat match.
Yeah.
And I think that's where you can start the crack and the downfall of the Judgment Day. And I just think there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. You know, it's like Friday Night SmackDown has the Bloodline, Monday Night Raw has everything with the Judgment Day, along with NXT. We got that great clip of the D'Angelo family and Dominic Mysterio on NXT.
Dude, wait, we got to go back to that. Coed, the way this all happened was so funny. I don't care, dude. The Dominic Mysterio hate, you could say what you want that he shouldn't have won the NXT. I love it. It's great. It's a great move. I think it propels. I think it has the opportunity to elevate not only Dominic, but I think it can also elevate Wesley, because Wesley's obviously most likely going to be the guy to beat Dominic for the title and most likely win it back.
Yeah.
This gets more eyes on Wesley as a potential main roster member in the future. And yeah, like this has the potential to elevate both of them. It gets more eyes on NXT. It sees how it gives Dominic a little trial run with a singles title run, and it adds more cracks in. It makes the Judgment Day storyline that much better. Yeah, I just think there's a lot, and Dom has been doing such great work. Like he's the biggest heel in the business. The guy literally can't say a freaking word when he enters a building.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too. I think part of it was like a reward to him, because it's like, we're not going to give you the U.S. title, we can't give you the Intercontinental title, but we want a title on you, so we're going to give you the North American Championship. And I think they're just like I think it really helps the fact that like Judgment Day is running the entire WWE now, essentially. And I mean, it's just like you can't say enough good things about it. I know earlier on, once Edge left, everyone, including ourselves, we were sort of like wondering how this was all going to play out.
And it's crazy to see where they are now compared to, I mean, Edge was supposed to be the leader of this group.
Yeah, and then it was supposed to be Finn, and now it's obviously Rhea Ripley.
But Finn really has taken Rhea Ripley definitely took like more of a leadership role, but over the last like 2 months, especially with this world title feud, Rhea as like the de facto leader has definitely become like a lot less apparent. And even especially with Damian winning Money in the Bank, like I think I would say, if any, I would definitely still say Rhea's the figurehead for sure. Like if they were to make a shirt, they'd put her in the middle.
Yeah.
But I
think now,
I don't know if it's quite as simple as she's just the leader anymore. You know what I mean?
There's more of an argument where they don't really like.
They don't necessarily have a leader yet.
Now stands on their own, which I think that's part of the reason.
That shows how much growth the group has done, dude.
Yeah.
Like and how well they've
obviously
really done.
Just shows like how high Triple H and everyone is on them. You know, putting the Money in the Bank briefcase with Damian Priest. You've got the North American title on Dominic Mysterio, Dirty Dom. You've got Rhea Ripley as the Women's World Heavyweight Champion. So maybe we will get Finn Balor as the Men's WWE World Heavyweight Champion. So you let us know in the comments below. Would you be upset or not if Finn Balor won the title?
Definitely let us know. So guys, that's going to wrap up another episode of the Burning Hammer podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. A little bit shorter of an episode, and that is because we're bringing you guys a lot more content, not only this week, but the weeks moving forward. So we're going to try to keep a lot more of a free-flowing format with the podcast, a lot more specific stuff with our content on our YouTube channel and our social medias. With all that being said, make sure you follow us at The Burning Hammer on Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, at The Burnt Hammer on Twitter. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook at The Burning Hammer, Twitter at The Burnt Hammer,
yes.
And then
or one could say Twitter at The Burnt Hammer, and then at The Burning Hammer on everything.
On everything else, yeah, that's a lot easier. At The Burnt Hammer on Twitter, at The Burning Hammer on everything else.
Right.
The Burning Hammer podcast on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube, drop a like, and ideas for anything you want us to do on the podcast. Any YouTube video ideas, let us know. We want you guys to be a part of this community, and we want you guys to have a say in the content we're giving you. So with that being said, I'm Dillon O'Brien. He's Mark Izzo. that has been another episode of the Burning Hammer Podcast. We'll catch you guys